You can believe me or not believe me. I did what I had to do.
He's talking about people. I had sex with your wife. What do you feel when you hear a record like Tupac's new one?
I love Tupac's new record.
Time to exterminate my foes, I can't stand you hoes. Allow me to introduce Machiavelli to doors. Lyrics. Now it's all about Versace. You copy my style. 5 shots couldn't drop me. I took it and smelled. Bad boy killer. Pay attention, here's a word to those that rob me. I murdered you, then I run a train on Mobb Deep. Don't f with me. The Fugees was trying to do me, but they burn, motherfucker. You deserve to die. Look, bitch, I got your face. This ain't no motherfucking movie. Out here in California, do we warn you? We'll bomb on you, motherfuckers. See, I was only talking to Biggie, but I'll kill all of y'all. Then bomb. So right before you die, you bow before a bigger nigga. Before I leave, make sure everybody heard. No, I meant every motherfucking word when we ride on our enemies.
The hip-hop scene in 1996 was all about East versus West rivalry. At this point, it was becoming more and more personal, with diss tracks going left and right. June 4th, 1996, Tupac released Hit 'Em Up. This is the most brutal diss track ever made, which shook up the hip-hop scene. Tupac got at everybody from his enemies to those remotely tied to them. Amongst others, Mobb Deep, Prodigy, and Havoc, who caught one of the harshest lines ever.
Oh yeah, Mobb Deep. Don't want you got sickle cell or something. You fuck with me, you fuck around, have a seizure or a heart attack. You better back the fuck up when you get smacked the fuck up.
This was very personal, but Tupac at this point didn't care. Because before all of this happened, in 1995, Mobb Deep was featured on a remix of LL's I Shot Ya, which was believed by Pac to be aimed at him because of the timing and the title of the song, and we know Tupac got shot in quad in 1994, a year before this song was released. And to go even further back, when Death Row was shooting their video for New York song, which was seen as a diss record in the eyes of New York, Death Row got their trailer shot up, and Mobb Deep jumped on a response diss record LA afterwards. This was a mutual enemy, so Tupac, being new on Death Row and being as loyal as he was, he had all the reason to ride with Death Row Records all the way.
And Hit 'Em Up is the song which is a classic hip-hop record, meaning a straight battle record to all the Bad Boy staff. You know what I mean? From Puffy to Biggie to Lil Kim Army. And them too, because they've been talking a lot of shit, and I got them. I got songs to them. I got this song called When We Ride on Our Enemies, and I be like, nigga, you barely living. Don't you got sickle cell? See me have a seizure on stage. You ain't living well. How many niggas wanna be involved? I was only talking to Biggie, but I'll kill all of y'all. Then ball. And that's the truest shit I could ever have written, because these niggas in Mobb Deep is little kids. When I was in jail, when they came out with that song where they was like, Thug Life, we still living it. You know, in that song that they had, they was talking about, yeah, they was like, Thug Life, we still live. I took it as a diss. So from jail, I'm calling my little homies in Atlanta like, yo, they got a show out there. Get with them busters. So my homeboys rolled them niggas like what Southern niggas was cowards. In the car, like looking forward, like they didn't see my homeboys going Thug Life, motherfucker, what's poppin'? You know what I mean? So I hate niggas like that. And these are some young busters who's getting souped up by their block to come up against a motherfucker they don't even know.
Just rage. You want to go in the studio and retaliate. You know, at that time, me personally, I wasn't a big Tupac fan. He had some dope records, you know, here and there, cool records, but we tapped into our zone at that moment in time. So we didn't give a fuck about anybody. Nobody. Like, he was in our tunnel vision zone. You know what I'm saying? We already had hit records out. We just came from world touring. The Infamous was gold. Like, you know what I mean? And this dude was popping shit. So it was just like, alright, retaliation is a must right now. Let's hit the studio, go right back at the shit. Let's fuck this nigga. 8 years, like, you know what I mean? That's what popped up.
I was like, wow, you know what I mean? I never met him before. And I don't remember us ever saying anything about him, you know what I mean? So, my first reaction was, where did that come from? But at the same time, it was kind of cool, because, you know what I'm saying, he was big at the time, so, you know, if he was on somebody's radar like that, it only could help us, you know what I mean? Just, you know, get our name out there a little bit more to his fans, you know what I mean?
Mobb Deep, you know, like I know, I'll swallow them. Now, if this was somebody I couldn't fuck with, I'll tell you. But Mobb Deep, I'll swallow them niggas. I will have a train on them niggas, you know what I mean? One of them niggas got sickle cell, he barely breathing. He don't even want to see me. He'll have a fucking seizure. They both weigh like 100 pounds. They don't want, my little homies is attacking them. That's why I ain't even addressing the Mobb Deep issue, because they not even on my level. I find it disrespectful that they even think they can attack me or the West Coast. So I don't even address them little bust-ass babies. And please print that, because it is on and popping. And when I say it's on and popping, I mean when I see the niggas in the spot, it's on and popping. I'm not one of them fake diss record writing motherfuckers. Only time I won't rush a motherfucker is because he straight up told me he got respect for me. He don't want no drama, because I ain't no bully. I'm not just gonna beat no motherfucker up because the crowd want to see it. You know what I mean? If you don't see me rushing them, that means because they bowed down. And then the Mobb Deep fools, they don't want it. Bad Boy, Biggie, Little Caesar, Junior Mafia, Mobb Deep, all of them is on our hit list, and I'm getting with them. I got a new clique called The Outlaws. They got an album coming out. It's some Jersey dudes. The epitome of what I represent. You know what I mean?
In 1991, Interscope paired Tupac with the Hughes brothers in an attempt to bring street realism to the screen. The Hughes brothers with their film ability and Tupac with his music talent, and that combination worked. The brothers directed Pac's music video for Brenda's Got a Baby, which had a cinematic storytelling style. The song became a top 10 hit on the Billboard rap charts, reaching number 3. In 1992, Tupac broke into Hollywood with the movie Juice, which was a critical and cultural success, becoming a classic. A year later, he was offered a role in the movie Menace to Society, which was directed by the Hughes brothers. This is where the relationship turns upside down. Pac was given the role of Sharif, a reformed Muslim, trying to keep his friends out of trouble. But Tupac hated it. He felt the character was unrealistic, with a preacher in the middle of a violent street tale.
Because I ain't gonna play no gangbanger who's a Muslim. There ain't no such thing. I refuse to play parts that don't exist.
Pac voiced his frustration, loudly calling out the directors on set. The Hughes brothers didn't like being challenged. The tension grew until they fired him from the movie. For Tupac, this wasn't just losing a role. It was a clear act of disrespect in his direction.
I beat up the directors to Minister Society. Let me tell the whole world.
All right, tell them why you did what you had to do.
These chump, punk, slump, you know what I'm saying?
You'll have a chance to come here and rebuttal.
No, they won't. They better come now. Check this out. They fired me, but did it in a roundabout punk snitch way. So I caught them on the streets and beat they behinds. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I was a menace to the Hughes brothers. And it ain't over. I still got more than chump because I read what you said about jump to the TV. Jump to the TV. Jump back to the TV.
What it was about was Tupac was at a place in his life where he just couldn't be put into any kind of box. And when you're making a movie, that's what that is. Right. It's a box. So it was always like, you know, trying to bust out of the box. Just do me a favor, like, let's talk about it after, but like, let's get to he refused.
So he wanted them to write in the script why he turned Muslim. Show why. But they wasn't gonna show all that.
He like, I'm gonna beat they motherfucker. Like, you ain't gonna do nothing. So I kept getting them fired up, you know what I'm saying?
And I met them motherfuckers at the Spice One video for Trigger Got No Heart.
Car pulls up, and I remember verbatim what happened. Tupac walked up to the passenger side window. My brother rolls down the window. Tupac says, both of y'all get out, I'm gonna beat both y'all asses. Exactly like that.
I said, both y'all niggas get out the car, we about to box.
It was right over my shoulder, I look back like that, and I'm like, and I see 15 niggas looking at me. And I'm like, yeah, putting on my running shoes.
His brother, his twin brother, got out and started running. That's on my mama. He ran.
What would you do if you were me? Against all odds. I didn't even see my brother. I saw all eyes on me.
And I stepped towards him. You feel me?
Tupac started with a sucker punch, I'll say that, because I was walking away from him.
The other brother got out, started talking shit. He walked away, I socked his punk ass. Then he ran. Now I can't help it if some niggas that was on the scene beat his ass for running.
I just see Allen getting beat by like 10 people. Tupac was one of the people. I seen Albert, his brother, run. He left the scene.
He was running up the street, up the hill, and he was covered with blood, dude. And I'm thinking Pac must be down there. Like, oh shit, he must All I know is at the bottom of that hill is my thug life nigga. Who did they fuck up and how did he get away? You know what I'm saying? So,
and I can't help it if they were screaming thug life as they did it.
I hit it to proceed to clothesline his ass back down the hill. You know, I was running full speed to just pop, you know, whop his ass back down the hill and shit, you know. Until I got close up on him and realized who it was, and I think it was Alan Hughes. And I was like, oh shit, you know, like fuck. You know, I told him, hey man, cut that shit. You know, what the fuck y'all doing? This the homie, what the fuck y'all doing? Y'all beating up the producer?
And I beat them motherfuckers down.
I get back up there. He's standing with Ryan. He has a little cut in his nose, and he's worried sick about me.
The incident happened. That's why it's me and Tupac. This has nothing to do with Albert.
He's just worried what happened to me, right? And then he turns to me and goes, hey, Albert, I want you to know one thing. I never went down. I never went down.
They really didn't want him in the movie. And I think, like I said, he felt disrespected. I wasn't surprised because at that time, Pac was who he was. And he didn't give a fuck about shit.
Ironically enough, over 3 decades later after this incident happened, Alan Hughes directed the Tupac documentary Dear Mama, in which, according to people from Pac's circle, like his father or Napoleon from the Outlaws, said Alan took shots at Tupac in some parts of the movie. While the majority of his fan base was happy with the documentary, it did rub some people the wrong way. Critics have praised the series for its unique perspective. Tupac and Stretch met each other through mutual industry contacts around the time Pac was transitioning from Digital Underground to his solo career. They quickly became close friends, recording songs, hanging out, and even rolling together in the streets. Stretch worked on Tupacalypse and Strictly albums with him, and they also had live shows together like the Source Awards 1994 appearance. However, 7 months later after this Source appearance, Tupac was ambushed and shot 5 times in the lobby of Quad Studios. Stretch was with him that night, and that moment changed their relationship forever. Here's an audio of Tupac, Stretch, and one of the robbers, Dexter Isaac, detailing what happened that night at Quad Recording Studios.
That's what he was telling me. Pop, they was sending me messages through my closest road dog saying, Pop, why did you fight them? They was just coming to take your shit. But I wouldn't let nobody take my shit, and I was strapped that day. That's what I couldn't put in the bar. I had two double Glocks on me. And when I pulled for my shit, that's when I got shot. And the reason I knew my homeboys set me up is because my homeboys knew I was strapped. The dudes came straight for me. My homeboys is behind it. It's like they running for the sway. My homeboys behind it. They didn't do nothing. They knew I was strapped. All they had to do was grab the nigga, and I could have bust. But they got guns, so these niggas are coming for me, and these niggas just sitting there. And they said get, and these niggas dropped to the floor. I knew it was a setup.
Get around the corner, you see this nigga standing in front of the studio room with a jacket on. There's somebody sitting inside the door where the elevator is at, and he's looking at the newspaper or something. So boom, they bust his in, and the kid that was standing in front of the studio, he comes in behind. Some people get off the elevator and walk out. As soon as they walk out, Money with the army and this other, the kid that was sitting here, they spit on us like, yo, y'all know what this is, boom. He just got the drop on us. So boom, Pop turns around and he acts like, you know, joint. And then the shot went off. After the shot, boom, that nigga Pop hit the floor. Next thing I know, he down on the ground. After the shot's gone, some niggas panic and break out. Them niggas stayed there and took niggas' jewels off. Call a Pop a bitch ass nigga or whatever, you know, just kicking him and shit. That kid with the green jacket just started hitting that nigga in the head. Just tell that nigga to shut up. After they finished robbing, they came to get it. Tupac got shot trying to go for his gun or whatever. And he made a mistake on his own. He did something to his motherfucker self. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him a chance to tell the world what he did to his motherfucker self.
Stretch was with them too, yeah. Stretch set the whole shit up. He was giving us play-by-play where they was at. On their way there, he was in communication with Jimmy and shit. You know, Jimmy promised them two PA sessions.
Wow, so he sold Pac out for a quarter brick, basically.
Basically.
I was there when he brought the message from Jimmy Henchman. I was there when he said, Jimmy Henchman said, you don't got your money right, you don't want to go to war. You know what I mean? Certain incidents that Pac felt hurtful. I don't think Stretch had anything to do with setting up Pac. We're gonna make that clear. But what happened is bringing the message from your enemy, that don't sit right.
February 1995, Tupac gets sentenced to prison.
I look guilty.
November the same year, LL released the song.
What's up with that? I shot your deal.
Already a heavyweight since the 80s, LL was trying to reinstate himself at the top of this new era. At the peak of the gangster rap era, everybody wanted a piece of that audience, and Tupac, who was behind bars, was an easy target and a big trophy. Pac felt he was subliminally dissed by the East Coast rappers while he was in prison, and one of them was LL Cool J. Although LL always denied the song had anything to do with Tupac, there were actually some tensions between these two.
I don't know which award show. It was one I was hosting, but he had came up on stage and he grabbed the mic out of my hand and he was like trying to yell in the mic and the mic was off. And I just grabbed the mic back from him. He's like, oh, you had to take the mic back. And I said, Pac, what? I said, Pac, why don't you just relax, man? What's the problem? What's going on with you? He said, no, man, y'all don't give me no love. I said, Pac, I just said your name in the record on my album, Mr. Smith. He said, oh yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, I think
what award show? You said it's an award show?
Yeah, it was an award show I hosted. I don't know which show though, but I'm sure if people really search in Google, they'll find it. I don't know which show it is, but I'm sure it's on camera somewhere.
So rappers would say something, it was difficult for it. You know they dissing you, but then they do it so slick where they could say, no, I wasn't talking about you. They was doing that, and a lot of that time was coming from these East Coast rappers. So Pac was looking at it, and then, you know what I mean? So it was just too cloudy because it was even if they wasn't dissing him, I think it was all bad timing. But Pac, he paranoid, just got shot. So he really thinking about these dudes really coming at me. Like, Pac really was thinking, why is all these New York rappers coming at me? You know what I mean? He really was thinking that they was taking shots at him. And that's why he did so dissing LL and dissing this person. You know what I mean? Because he was really saying, no, they dissing me on purpose.
Tupac himself seemed to acknowledge this tension when he took a shot at LL on the outro of his track Lil Homies.
You know what time it is? My little homie. You know what the you got into, nigga? Outlaws, nigga. The little homie. Hey, LL. Little homies on the ride. LL Cool J. Say what? Nigga, I'll rock your motherfucking bed. Me and my motherfucking outlaw.
Another layer to the tension might have been a personal one. Kid Otta Jones, who had previously dated LL, was now with Tupac, and they were even engaged. That kind of shift could easily stir resentment. This was not one of Tupac's high-profile beefs compared to others, but it shows just how many layers of animosity were surrounding him in those final years. He was entangled in more drama in those 5 years than most rappers face in a lifetime. Even LL, one of hip-hop's original superstars, got caught in that death row Tupac storm. In 1996 MTV Video Music Awards, Pac and LL were sitting next to each other, and hours later the Tupac-Nas confrontation outside happened.
Everything happened so fast at that point. I felt like just the prisoner to my own fame. I felt like if everybody was so damn worried about me, why ain't nobody came to help me? My closest friends, my homies, people who I done took care of their whole family. I done took care of everything for them, looked out for them, put them in the game, everything turned on me. If anything, my mentality was like, trust nobody. Trust nobody. So I just thought about how can I make them sorry that they ever did this to me? You know what I mean? How can I come back like 50 times stronger and better? You can believe me or not believe me, I did what I had to do. And I did 24 tracks in less than 2 weeks.
You gotta realize one thing, Tupac is death row. I feel I have more than just a business relationship with him. He the type can be like a brother and a friend.
I don't understand why America doesn't understand thug life. America is thug life. And that even though I have nothing and there's no home for me to go to, my head is up high. My chest is out, I walk tall, I talk loud, I'm being strong. I always felt like I'd be shot. Somebody would try to do me some harm because a lot of people don't like me. But I didn't think it was gonna happen at that particular moment. I'm surprised, but I'm happy.
I believe that, this is all in God's hands. And I'm very appreciative to God for everything I've gotten to do.